You once said it's insulting to not represent the London around your audience.
Did I?
You did. How do you cast?
How do I cast? I cast carefully, I think. But I also try to cast bravely too. I'm really excited about seeing people in roles that we wouldn't have imagined, and really like shattering the molds and ideas about who should be playing what kinds of parts. Often in new writing, it's often prescribed, but where I have a choice, sometimes I do try to challenge. I want every piece of theatre that I make to be a piece of theatre that my nephews and niece can come and watch and see themselves, that my family can come and watch and see themselves, and see other people too. So I tried to cast as widely as possible. But unless there is like a really, really strong political reason, I probably won't ever cast a show with just white people in it.
And what about colorblind casting, which we should say what it actually is, which is basically casting regardless of the ethnicity of the people, the actors?
Yeah, I think colorblind casting is weak, in my opinion, because when I look at you, there is a history that I know that you know that can't be forgotten, as much as when you look at me.
Right.
And putting anybody on stage that is not, a white middle class body is political and comes with so much. And I don't want people to ignore my stories. I don't want people to be blind to my stories and my experience. I want to be seen, and I want to be seen in a fair way and in a complex way. Because colorblind casting is like, oh, we'll cast the two other people in this massive cast of 20 for this big classical show. We'll cast 2 black people and an Asian person in, I don't know, 1800s Russia or in some, I don't know.
Ignoring actually their history, as you say, their heritage, the elements that they could actually bring
in. Absolutely. And it's not like, it's just, because I think black actors get confused when you cast them like that, because they don't know what voice they're supposed to use. They don't know if they're supposed to be them or if they're supposed to be Shakespearean black, or it's just confusing. And I feel like it's quite negligent of directors to cast people in that way, because the conversation is more complex than that, and you should think about why you're casting a black person in that part, or an Asian person in that part, or a disabled person in that part. You should be bothered to go through the complexity of that kind of conversation. You have to be, because without doing that, you're ignoring the value of that person's life, the value of that person's experience, actually, if you're not willing to have that conversation. And I don't really care how difficult it is for you or not, because people don't think about how difficult it is for people to live those lives.
Right.
Uncomfortable conversations don't last forever. And actually, hopefully, there's progress out of uncomfortable conversations.